Welcome to Painful Pleasures. Today we're talking about machine stroke, aka throw, aka stroke length, and what the hell it is exactly. Stroke length versus needle depth. The first thing we want to point out is don't confuse stroke with needle depth. So let's clarify. Starting with stroke. Stroke is the total length between needle's full up position and the needle's lowest down position, measured in two different ways depending on the type of tattoo machine you're using. For coil machines, stroke refers to the distance the armature travels, often measured by the gap created between the top spring and the contact point while the armature bar is touching the top of the coils. For rotary machines, stroke length is the amount of travel your cam wheel or stroke wheel makes around its bearing in one rotation. Stroke length affects three key factors: how hard your machine hits, how fast your needle moves, and your maximum needle depth. So what the hell is needle depth? Needle depth refers to how far your needle sticks out of your tube or cartridge. The longer your needle depth is, the longer your stroke needs to be. That's because your stroke length affects how far your needle retracts into your tube or cartridge reservoir where it picks up more ink. If your needle depth is long and your stroke length is too short, your needle won't be able to retract far enough to pick up more ink. Still confused? Gonzo, tell them what I'm talking about.
Whether I'm lining, shading, color packing, whatever, I like to hang my needle a lot. It's just what's always worked for me. Is like how I get, the ink to bead the way that I want to. With old machines, if I tried to hang my needle, a lot of times if I did it a little bit too much, it wasn't coming back in enough to pull ink out. So having that longer stroke with the way that I tattoo makes it so that the ink is flowing super consistently.
Appreciate that, Gonzo. Now that we've got that all cleared up, let's check out how different stroke lengths can be used in tattooing. While there are a variety of stroke lengths available, we typically discuss them in three categories: short, medium, and long. Typically, they're used for different techniques and styles. Artists will often use multiple stroke lengths during one tattooing session for lining, shading, blending, packing, and more. Short stroke, 1.8 millimeters up to 2.5 millimeters. Tattooing with a short stroke length means your needles are going to move slowly, retract less, and hit softly. Short strokes work well for soft shading and blending work. Artists who specialize in hyperrealism and black and gray count on soft stroke lengths to get those smooth, seamless blends. Just remember, if you're working with a short stroke length, your needle depth also must be short. You want to make sure your needles are retracting enough to pick up tattoo ink from your tube tip or cartridge reservoir. Medium stroke, 3.5 millimeters. A good, reliable medium stroke length can be a beginning tattooer's best friend. Mainly used for color packing and shading, a medium stroke can do a little bit of everything. You'll find a lot of all-rounder machines, meaning machines with a set stroke length, come with a fixed 3.5 millimeter stroke. These medium stroke lengths may be able to handle packing and shading, but you're not going to pull your boldest line at 3.5. That's largely because a medium stroke length can handle working with smaller needle groupings, but will struggle with heavier liners and magnums. For bold, crisp lines, you're gonna want a long stroke. Long stroke, 4 millimeters. Bold, traditional artists are all about that long stroke, baby. Perfect for American traditional and neo-traditional tattooing, long strokes pull the boldest lines in a single pass. When working with a stroke length of 4 millimeters and beyond, you've got enough momentum and heavy hitting to pack in a lot of ink in one pull. But that stroke length causes a lot of trauma to your client's skin. As a result, it's only recommended for experienced professionals with a fast hand speed who can expertly pull single pass lines. How to adjust your stroke length. Adjusting your stroke length depends on your setup. Working with coil machines, adjust your stroke length by turning the contact screw. This increases or decreases the gap where your armature bar travels. If you prefer rotary machines, you can invest in multiple machines with different fixed stroke lengths, or you can purchase a machine like the PEAK Proteus that allows you to adjust your stroke length on the fly. Just turn the stroke adjustment knob and you can go from lining to packing to shading without interruption. If you prefer working with multiple machines, there are manufacturers out there like Bishop Rotary who offer machines built specifically for lining, packing, and shading. Some manufacturers like Injecta have put out machines with interchangeable cam wheels. These allow you to switch out the cam wheel mid-session to adjust your stroke. Put the basics to practice. You've heard from a couple of our premier ProTeam artists today, each of them with a style all of their own developed over years of honing their craft. Maybe you already know exactly what strokes you prefer, or maybe you're still getting a feel for your favorite machine and setup. You can explore a wide variety of rotary machines on our website, offering adjustable stroke, fixed stroke, and more. You'll also find a variety of coil machines by top manufacturers like Hatchback and Vlad Blad. There's no right answer when it comes to your unique setup, but there's a right stroke length for every style.